Oh wow. Hi guys, and welcome back. So today we're in Jerpoint Abbey. This is absolutely stunning, and I'm going to bring you inside. We're going to have a look at some of the headstones, although just looking here now I don't think we'll be able to read very many of them, but we're going to go inside. There's some magnificent carvings in here. Give you a little bit of history and just take you back in time. As I said, this place is beautiful. So Jerpoint Abbey was founded in the 12th century and is one of the best examples of a medieval Cistercian abbey in Ireland. So the architectural styles within the church, constructed in the late 12th century, reflect the transition from Romanesque to Gothic architecture. The tower and the cloister date to the 15th century. Jerpoint is renowned for its detailed stone sculptures found throughout the monastery, dating from the 13th to the 16th centuries, and these include Mensa tombs from the O'Toole school, an exquisite incised depiction of two 13th century knights, excuse the noise, the decorated cloister arcades along with other effigies and memorials. And as I said, we're going to go inside, have a look at all of the beautiful effigies and carvings, and we're going to look at some of the headstones that are here as well. Now we are actually currently standing in the graveyard that is just at the side of this magnificent abbey, Jerpoint Abbey. As I said, we are quite near Kilkenny and just outside Thomastown. Now we do have some beautiful memorials here and headstones, but it seems that the writing is almost completely gone. I see 1867 wrote on that one, but unable to read the rest. Beautiful cross there with all the Celtic designs, erected in loving memory of Patrick Houlihan of Thomastown, died November 1916. Also his father John died 1864 and his mother Catherine 1907, and Thomas Houlihan down at the bottom there, April 1924. Erected by Richard in memory of his beloved wife Mary, 1864, age just 55. Nice cross design there on that one. Also interred here are John and Statia's son Jackie Dunphy, 1904 to 1980, Jackie's wife Nora, 1899 to 1965, also John and Statia's son Edward Dunphy, 1909 to 1989, Edward's wife Nan, 1915 to 1985. Erdas Digorev Shiad Uil, and that's a little Irish piece of writing there at the end. And as I've said before, my Irish is not great. This one has the effigy of our Lord here. It's quite haunting looking. You can see the lichen has completely covered them. Very hard to read this one as well. I do see a Margaret and a Catherine and her Aunt Margaret down below. It looks like Bowes, maybe the surname there. Another beautiful cross here. This one has ivy vines, quite tall. Writing almost gone. We have a tomb and one beside it, but I believe that's a headstone that's after falling over. We have this beautiful little, like a fairy reading a book there, just at the base of that beautiful cross. And this is a beautiful example of a tabletop tomb. Look at that. There's actually a sticker here. Safe and effective. The 2 biggest lies ever told. Wow, I wonder what that's got to do with anything here. Maybe a political sticker, I'm not sure. So as I said, most of these are unreadable. This one seems to have like maybe there's wings there, so possibly it was an angel at one stage. This stone is erected by, unsure. I do see a Catherine, daughter of Catherine maybe. She died (1784) there. Maybe August the 12th, 1784. That's Catherine's name. I might be able to pick that up and edit, but right here I just can't at the moment. But 1784 there. All of them completely covered in that lichen. This one had some nice designs too. I see 1768, age 63. Look at the way the 8 is done. 1768, and we also have a 1768 here, aged 63, I think. Unsure of the rest of the writing. Little headstone here under the yew tree. At the bottom there it says the 7th of May 1999. Beautiful cross. The name's Catherine Brown, 1869, and John Brown, 1886 it looks like. You can see the beautiful ivy etched into that stone there. Look at that. Now we are actually going to get inside. And I've been here before, but I never really vlogged it properly. So this is going to be a real treat for y'all. Wow, look at that, guys. And we do have more headstones just in here. Take that window. So as I said, Jerpoint Abbey is a 12th century Cistercian abbey located beside the little Argyll River. Now the Cistercian monks usually selected a remote wooded area in a valley with a good water supply and close to a quarry. In 1228 there were 36 monks and 50 lay brothers who held 20,000 acres of land. It was a large complex surrounded by 2 walls. The outer wall contained the industrial workshops, mills and fish ponds. Between the monastery and the inner wall were the brew house, bake house, gardens, orchards, guest house and the monks' graveyard that were located northeast of the chancel. Jerpoint was dissolved on the 18th of March 1540. Oliver Grace was the last abbot and he, along with 5 monks, left without their possessions. Jerpoint's lands were leased to the butlers of Ormond. So we're going to go inside. Excuse me, and I mean, it is absolutely stunning. Even that brickwork alone, it's absolutely amazing. So obviously some old stonework in behind those cages. Now I know there is some beautiful carvings as we walk around, so I'll be sure to stop and to show you them. Wow, look at that. So this, I believe, is known as the Cloister, and this is, I suppose, the centre of the Abbey, and it would have, you know, given access to rooms of the Abbey. Wow, look at this one. Look at that. I hope the camera is picking that up really, really well. So the monks would have, I suppose, prayed and walked along here. Some of these little archways don't have carvings, but actually if I turn around, some of them are on the opposite side as we've walked in, so I need to be careful not to miss them. So these are the Cloister arcades, and they host an array of carved images, as we're seeing, including saints, mythical animals. And I'm just taking my time to make sure not to miss any of them. There's clerics, symbols of the Passion, Saint Anthony of Egypt with a pig head at his feet. One here we don't miss. This also would have had a carving. You can see it's like a robe. This one too would have had a carving. There's a butler, a knight, on the reverse of a column. His wife with a monkey by her elbow. I mean, this is amazing that it still stands and we're still looking at it, you know. There's an effigy there as well. Here's another one. And we've one actually opposite there as well. But you can pause the video at any time and have a look at those beautiful carvings yourself. Wow, look at this one. That's a great one, actually still there. I see, is it a serpent? Maybe a dragon. Just there. Big long tail. Wow, some of these are fantastic, that you know, that they've held up so well. Wow, look at this one. And then underneath, there's some sort of creature there. Not sure if it's a man or a woman, but I've just kind of remembered some of the things the girl at the gate has told me. This one has another little character there. That effigy is amazing. He's like a knight, I presume. There's some detail even up at the top on this one. Look at that, guys. Wow. Now that's obviously a monk, I'd imagine. See the rosary beads? That is amazing. Down at its feet we have, I think, a serpent or some sort of mythical creature. Imagine the monks walking through here. Now we've even headstones in here. Thomas Morris, 1889, and his wife Anne, 1896. The writing seems to be gone completely on this one. I want to turn you around just to give you a good view of the inside of this amazing abbey. Wow. Now the gate to your left, or to my left, is out to the graveyard. Now the girl did tell me as well that there's an original altar tomb down here. Once again we have some carvings and I can just see it, I believe, in front of me. We've more carvings here, look at that. Wow. We have like books for memorials here. Wow, look at this. Look at it, even actually before I even look at that, we have some beautiful carvings on the walls here. But have a look at this. Now this is stunning. Just take a look at that. Let's go around here. Oh wow. That is amazing. Look at that. I don't know why I'm whispering. There's a few people around visiting, but they are just stunning. So these were of the O'Tooneys craftsmen. So they're European saints and apostles. These are amazing. Wow. Right, let's go around the corner. Now, the lady did tell me to take a good look at these ones. So this is Catherine of Alexander, just here, and she was actually a martyr. And you can see she has a wheel in her hand. The middle then is Michael, the archangel. And you can see just there, he is weighing the male souls up to heaven. And this is Margaret. And Margaret at the bottom, you can see there, she's slaying the dragon. So as I said, the archangel Michael, and then we have the two martyrs, Catherine and Margaret. And then I'm trying to remember, I think it is Matthew, Bartholomew and Matthias. I think Matthew is in the middle because he has the book, and then the butcher's knife, that's Bartholomew here with the knife, and then Matthias with the club, or the flail I think it's called. But that is amazing. As I said, these are from the School of Craftsmen, the O'Tooneys of Callan. Oh wow. Now, she also did tell me, so just there, 4 large coats of arms are painted on the north wall of the chancel, and they date back to the 15th century. And I mean, that's what still remains. You can see the colouring. And this beautiful window. And you can see the roof. Absolutely amazing. And you'll also see then these effigies. These are 13th century effigies. And I believe that this is Felix O'Delaney, first abbot who died in 1212. And then another one here, William Bishop of Cork, Now I'm not quite sure which is which. But that is quite amazing. As I said, one is Felix O'Delaney, the first abbot who died in 1212, and then William, Bishop of Cork. So he's carved in the limestone, I think. Oh yes, now that I see it, you can see he is. He has his fingers raised like in a blessing symbol. So this is William, Bishop of Cork. And then the other one then is Felix O'Delaney. He died in 1212. Can you imagine, guys, what we are looking at here? Absolutely astonishing. And these are more beautiful tombs. Also, we have figures here, one holding a child there. Jesus on the cross. And some writing then just on top of the tomb. We also have another one. This is smaller in size, but also has some beautiful designs. It's taped off, so I'm not sure why. Maybe they are in the process of repair work. But to think that that painting there is still visible today is quite astonishing. See beautiful carvings there as well. And here, look at that. Now we obviously have several different rooms. This one holds some of the stonework, but you know, years ago they would have had different rooms, kitchens and prayer rooms, I presume. We're going to take a walk up the steps and I'll just show you the top and the view. Now, so we're just up, and this we will be able to take a look right down into the centre of the Abbey itself. Beautiful green countryside all around. I mean, to keep the Abbey absolutely amazing. We have a little locked gate here. Now, she did tell me that there was an area up here where the monks would sleep. So I wonder, was it in there? Because there's little steps going up. Probably can't really make that out there. And a bumblebee. Maybe this is the area they slept in, I'm not quite sure. But up here is where they slept. But look at that, guys. Wow, I mean, it's just stunning. And as I said, extremely well kept and maintained. Right, we will make our way back down. Okay, we're back down. See more carvings here actually that I missed. Another beautiful carving. Just letting the people pass. So all the arches are unfortunately lost from here. And I'll actually just bring you in here for a second. This is just some of the masonry from the cloisters, or the arches as we talked about, and they have kept them in here. Some have beautiful carvings. So it's nice to see that they have kept them. And have a look at this guy, and you can see it's early writing is what that is, those marks on either side. And I believe the right name for it is an ogham stone. And as I said, early form of writing there. One of the carvings there as well. And it's great that they are keeping these and have them on display to see. And that brings us once again back out. So guys, that's it. We went back in time. Some of the most amazing carvings I have ever seen. A beautiful abbey, and I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button. It's very important for my channel. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell as well, and leave me a comment. Let me know where you're from. But for now, take care, God bless, and I'll talk to you all soon.